Hi, my name is Yarc Lewinson, and I like to talk about my favorite actor. One of my favorite actors, Al Pacino. Al Pacino studied under Lee Strasberg at the Actor Studio. He's a method actor. I had the privilege of seeing Pacino live at Shakespeare in the Park in Manhattan. It was a great performance. I actually saw him twice. I went during previews before the opening, before the first day of opening, to see the contrast or would there be any difference in performances as the show went on. So I saw him maybe the second day of previews, and a lot of the dialogue that he was spewing seemed forced. It seemed like he was just getting into it. It was only the second run of previews, or pre-run or whatever, and then he was like forcing all the dialogue. I saw him in The Merchant of Venice. He played Shylock. I don't know if you're familiar with Shylock and The Merchant of Venice. I've studied a lot of Shakespeare. I read all 37 plays, and but yeah, it would seem forced. Then I saw him maybe 3 weeks later during the run, and it was so much better. Pacino really embodied this character, Shylock, and he did a great. I believed him as a Jew, and he really killed the performance. Um, yeah, so I love a lot of Pacino movies. I've been watching him since a child. Um, he has 8 Oscar nominations. He won one for what's that? What's the movie he played? He won one which they stole for. Denzel should have won for Malcolm X. I'll be honest with you, but Al Pacino won for Son of a Woman, playing this blind guy. But my favorite Pacino movie is probably Scarface. I really liked him in A Dog Day Afternoon, and I liked him also in Serpico, and of course The Godfather. He really killed that role, but he really embodied the role of Scarface. Even though the movie flopped when it came out in 1983, it really did better later on. I think through rap music and Wu-Tang Clan, it really kind of people started looking at Scarface again later on, and it really started doing well. Um, but yeah, but Pacino, I'm an actor myself. I'm not gonna lie, I study under sense memory and the method. I do both, whatever works for me. But I've spoken to some of my fellow actors that have worked with Pacino on set, and because Pacino's method, whatever character he's playing, he stays in that character at least 80%. And I would hear Pacino on set would go to a corner and sit down and stay in character. He doesn't want to be bothered because he's such a perfectionist. I don't know about now as much. He's almost 80 years old. He's 79, but I heard he would just sit on the chair and he would just stay in character. Like, don't bother me. I'm in character. Let me focus. And that was sort of what Pacino did. And his competition growing up, Robert De Niro, of course, and also Dustin Hoffman, which I've seen a couple times in Manhattan, living there. Um, the director of not Scarface, the director of The Godfather wanted Dustin Hoffman to play Michael Corleone. It was Marlon Brando who persuaded the director to pick Pacino, because he was like, Pacino has this Italian, he has it in him. He has this kind of Italian in him or whatever. So Marlon Brando convinced the director of The Godfather to choose Al Pacino. I mean, they were auditioning. I don't know if you saw. They auditioned the guy who played Michael Corleone's brother. They auditioned him for Michael Corleone. Now he had another part, but they still auditioned him to play Michael Corleone. It was funny watching the auditions. But he's like, this isn't my part. Why am I auditioning for this? But the director was that big on it. He did not want Pacino, but he was convinced by Marlon Brando. And the last thing, what else do I have to talk about? Yeah, my thoughts haven't changed on Pacino because I've been studying this guy since I started acting. So I have the same thoughts on Pacino, and yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Pacino's my favorite actor, and